little bit. But it's been very cool to see and to hear from multiple different friends, whether on Facebook or reaching out, conversations, sharing experiences from what looks like on the outside, basically moving through parts of their life that have been hindrances or harmful in some way for so long, and now at the place where making a real commitment to letting that go and shifting that energy and moving more positive experience. I mean, it's really exciting to see so many in the past week. I've had conversations with at least, I would say, 5 people, and then I've seen on Facebook the last day or so at least 2, maybe 3 more who are making pretty big shifts. And a lot of times that means that they're in the midst of some pretty uncomfortable feelings right now, maybe really feeling hopelessness about the current situation, whatever that means, or maybe feeling really unfulfilled at work and feeling like they're not being true to themselves, maybe coming aware of or finally acknowledging some unhealthy escape mechanisms that have become addictions, whether those are physical, like with alcohol or other substances, or they're more often mental with disempowering I'm a victim story, or the blaming others story, or this thing that's going on currently so strong. I mean, it's been going on forever. The dividing, the saying that I'm different from you, and so you don't see things the way that I see things, so therefore I don't want anything to do with you. Finally acknowledging that that's an escape and an addiction just like anything else, emotional. Because in the end, that's what, in my opinion, addictions are when we get down to the neuroscience of it. Whether or not it's a physical thing that I put to my lips or it's a mental thought pattern, the same thing is happening. Neurons are connecting and they are communicating with other neurons to cause the release of hormones or different types of chemicals or neurochemicals that combine together to cause what we would define as an emotion or as a state, and then we use those states to avoid a situation that we don't want to avoid. We use negative states just like we use positive. There's probably more people addicted to negative states than there are people who are chasing the positive rush from, uppers, we could say. Like, how many people do we know who are negative or sarcastic or cynical or depressed or sad all the time? Nothing against them, but those are emotional states that at some point in their life they decided, most likely unconsciously, that this is what I'm comfortable experiencing and feeling, and so I'm going to now create my life in a way that continually ensures that I'm experiencing these types of emotions. And there's other people, we know them fewer, but like Sister Lucy, the woman that I worked with out here, or Mother Teresa, or just people that we know who are just happy all the time, they have chosen to train themselves to continually enjoy and experience those type of emotions. I'm not saying one is better than the other. Different choices lead to different outcomes and different levels of pain. So really exciting to see so many people just exploring new parts of life and facing that what can be initially scary, but I found in my own life and with many that I know, ultimately so much more enjoyable and fulfilling and rewarding, just facing that potential fear of letting go of something that's been a part of our life for so long that we've forgotten that it's not actually who we are, and we have created that story. It's a part of our identity, and this is how we are. This is what I do. This is the way I think. This is just who I am. I don't believe that, especially about these harmful things, these things which in an ideal existence wouldn't be part of our life. I don't believe that they're part of us. I believe that they're something that we learned at a younger age when we didn't have as much information and experience. We learned to use it as something to attempt to protect ourselves, and over time that became reinforced into a habit pattern, into an automatic, to where we now view it as a part of ourselves. But it's very possible to change these things, and it's very wonderful. So I'm really proud of you guys. I'm excited for you. If there's any way that I can support or assist anyone, even if I don't know them, please let me know. Please reach out to me. Of course, I can keep it just between us. I'm very happy to just listen, because it can be so beneficial just to be able to speak and have someone be a mirror, basically, and reflect. And I'm also very happy and comfortable sharing any thoughts from my side, if that's what you'd like, any experiences that I've had. This has been my focus, and it continues to be, and I'm around many people in all kinds of funky places. I'm intentionally seeking out communities of people who are very active in growing and evolving themselves and letting go of these unhealthy things, and becoming the people that we know that we have the potential to be, that pool of peace in the sea of chaos that's spinning around us. The chaos that we create, if we were to all focus on ourselves, getting to know ourselves, loving ourselves, finding out what are these things that trigger my emotional responses, and then deconstructing those and building habit patterns that take me away from things that bring triggering, then the emotional energy of our society and our world would be a lot lower, and we'd be much more open to having dialogue with each other. As I see a little bit of what's happening now with first with protests for respect and equal rights for women and for black people, and now for people of all different races, and now from the right side and their protests. And I personally, I don't personally believe that violence has a place in these sorts of conversations, so I don't support those sorts of things. I support open-minded acceptance and communication of all people, because it's my personal belief that at the base we all are the same. We all share the same desires of love, of peace, of security, of community, of happiness, of fulfillment. And I believe that at our baseline we are love, that we love others. And so I'm not big into on either side. I'm not a big fan of taking sides. So I don't put my name behind different movements and communities currently. I'm just exploring this on my own, figure out where I stand on things. But I find that right now I'm not familiar with the cause that I can just fully get behind. And also I find that getting behind one, by definition, it often means I'm not part of another, and then that's a division. And I see the much greater challenge that we're facing being the division. It's very clear in the United States, but it's all over the world. And of course, it's been happening since time immemorial, but I believe that we are able to change our individual. And so right now I see many people fighting with their friends, I see many posts about, oh, I had to clean out Facebook and, I'm just not going to take it anymore. Side, just not listening, I can't support this violence or aggression, or it's un-American, or it's unpatriotic, or whatnot. And I'm not, we all have our own opinions, and we all have our own experience base, so if that's what you feel, then, go right ahead. And I do definitely believe that as we are all growing and evolving, there are times where we are in relationships that as we're moving to higher levels of consciousness, higher ways of interacting with the outside world, less fear-based, more creative, more supportive, more empowered. As we're moving, our past was this more fear-based, and so our ecosystem, our community is more fear-based. Many of our relationships may have been more negative and fear-based. And so there will be a period as we're exploring this new journey, this new path, this more self-empowered, positive path, where it may not be best for us to stay around those people, because they can be unintentionally pulling us back into those old ways that we're no longer interested in. And so I believe we can step away from them for a period of time in love and respect. It doesn't need to be violent. Ek minute, my rickshaw is done, so I'm going to hop out. Ek minute.